Good evening. Welcome to the first of the Holy Wars this Chassa season with the Regis Raiders and your Valor Eagles. Both teams come in here pretty good starts to the season so far. Regis 5-2 with a loss to Creek and to PSD. So Regis playing pretty well. Picked up a couple of kids after CPHL. Valor playing pretty well too after the mishap over Ralston Valley. Been playing some pretty good hockey. The team's starting to mess. We're actually the visitor team here, so we've got one video feed here for Regis. Sorry, one video feed, but two separate audio feeds. So if you don't like my announcing, you can always go to the Regis feed and get their announcing. A couple of more introductions here. The lines should look very familiar. In fact, the lines are the same as the last time we faced off. The Baker line with Sorensen and Bevan. The Fisher line with the Charles brothers. Purchase line with Sutter and Bodine. And the Jimenez line with Tarbert and Deep. Not skating are Foy and Canapari. Defense pairings look familiar. Stanley and McKiddo. O'Donnell and Gogol. And King and Coffey. In net tonight is Lucas Jordan. So this should be a good game. Looking forward to this one. And then Valor's right back at it with another tough game tomorrow versus Creek, who's really playing good. They've got one loss, which was versus PSD, and a tie versus PSD earlier. They beat Regis, I believe 5-0. Creek beat Regis last weekend. So yeah, looking at the standings, Valor and Regis are both 5-2. Looking at the Chassa RPI rankings, Regis is 3rd and Valor is 4th. Not getting ahead of ourselves, but as we get to the Chassa playoffs, the top 4 teams do get a bye. So very important to be ranked in that top 4 going into the playoffs. About ready to get this one started. 27 seconds left on the clock. Then we'll go for the announcing. Again, the hometown Regis announcing. And then we'll get this one going. The Holy War, and one of my favorite things about this game is the combined prayer circle after the boys battle their hearts out as enemies on the ice, and they're all friends, servants to God after the ice and on the ice together as well. So when we get the announcements, I'll hang up the announcing, let you hear the anthem, the pre-games. I don't know. We got Terry Bevan on the PA. We likely don't. We do have an update. We've got another broken stick from the Bevan household. This one happened in the garage while shooting. So unfortunately, I wasn't there to broadcast that. Great performance there. And we'll get this ready to go. As I said, it's the visitor feed for the Valor broadcast. So the goal cams will be primarily behind the Regis goal. But again, you've got certainly the hometown announcer. And there's the whistle, and we'll get this one going with Fisher getting into that face-off circle. I know some of these Regis kids' names, not all of them. There's face-off, draws one back. McKittle, that's Stanley, makes his own, tries to dump it, doesn't dump it deep enough. Pitches back out to the middle. McKittle over to Stanley. Stanley plays it up to Dawson. Dawson into Maddox. Maddox makes his own, winds by side. Good body to get around that. Good strength by Dawson. Fish corrals, winds it back into the corner, but nobody's there. He wasn't paying attention or something. Sends it back into the corner, does Regis. Regis trying to break it out. Maddox with some body. Good body there. He's angry. He comes out. Regis trying to break it out. Fish with some more body. Pops back out. McKittle sends it right back in. Regis tries to get something established. They dump it in. Fumbled at the zone. Does get dumped in. McKittle leaves it back for Stanley. He has some time. Tries to chip it up lazily to Fish. That's two lazy plays so far by Stanley. McKittle bounces off some body, absorbs another one. Maddox with plenty of time off the dasher to Hoyt. Baker line comes on. Hoyt gets some body. Regis makes the zone with some speed. O'Donnell's come on to the ice with Gogol at his side. Baker kicks it back around. Gogol gets there. Gogol up to Hoyt, tries that through the leg, pass back up, picks up to Regis through the middle, kicked over to the side by Jordan. Here's Hoyt. He goes up the side. That kid does not have enough speed. Hoyt does. He makes a turn shot. Score! Lazy play on Regis is punished. Standing there in the neutral zone, and Hoyt has the speed to go around, and he sure does make that corner. Goes top shelf, and just like that, the Valor boys are up 1-0. What a play by Sorensen. And that's it. If you don't keep those legs moving when you're on defense, and he did not have that speed, way too lax was that defender, and Sorensen made him pay. What a play by Sorensen. Purchase line out there now. Boys are up 1-0, draws one back, controlled by Regis. They make the neutral zone, they send it in, played by Jordan. He goes past Jordan, Bodain's there, he gets it through his legs. Nobody's breaking. Sutter tries into Sutter's body. Now he makes the neutral zone, he takes some body, but he's got to get that deep down into the corner. Bodain bodies somebody, some physicality there. Kept in, but sent back out. King, good job to keep it in, winds back out to Sutter. Good job by Sutter getting back to back check that. Flipped off the edge by Coffey. Purchase gives chase. Bodain on the other side. Down in the corner, the boys work at it. Puck's popped out. 5 guys. Someone's got to come out. That Regis comes out with some speed, and Coffey stands him up pretty good. Bodain winds that back. He takes some body for his efforts. Sent back all the way up. That one's played off. Down on to Sparks, the goalie. Regis starts to break. Here comes the fourth line now. See how these boys do. McKitto, he's got some time. Sends it to deep off his foot. He plays it out, but he can't get it out of the zone. Kept down in. Goes all the way back around. Stanley takes a hit. Tarbert working down in the corner. McKitto with some speed around the net. Runs into deep. Kids are all tied up together. Regis working down in the corner. Still working on the corner is Jimenez. This is danger, danger. Too much D-zone time here. Can't get the puck out. Boys, Regis really charging. Good job with the stick lift there. Shot deflection. Puck's loose in front. Regis all kinds of pressure. This is dangerous. Good job by Deep to finally body him off there. Finally comes out with it. He's going to flip that in, send that in. They'll spin off for a change. Tarbert working down there still with Jimenez. Gogol gets there, thumbs it back in all the way down. There's Maddox on the chase. Pounded out, gets out of the zone. Dawson can't keep it in. Now it pops out to the middle. Regis with some speed makes the zone. Gogol working shot, saved. Pretty easy save by Gogol, but it is a shot on goal nonetheless. So some good offensive pressure there by Regis, and Valor had to withstand several good pressures. Fisher working the faceoff, controlled by Regis. Several kids laying down on the ice. Pops out to Gogol. He fishes it back down around to O'Donnell. O'Donnell chips it up to Maddox. He gets some body there. Popped out. Oh, Dawson was looking for the rush. Still is. Dawson sends it down in. Gabe give chase. Good angle on Gabe there. Well played. Oh, he plays a body. He plays the puck and then plays that guy. Good job. Good physicality there by the boys. Kept in by Coffey. Coffey dumped it down in the corner. Dawson gives a look. Defers to Regis. There's some help from brother Maddox. Dawson still working. Pops out to Maddox. Maddox goes around. Regis kids are standing there. Several kids standing there watching the play. Maddox still fishes. Tries to fish it out front to Baker, but nobody was there. Pops out O'Donnell over to Coffey. Coffey nice to Dawson, and that comes in offsides. I think Baker was a step in. And we'll try that one outside the zone. .12:30 left in the first period. Valor up 1-0 with a wonderful shot by Hoyt Sorensen. Baker wins the draw. Ball back. Oh, Coffey goes way back behind King. Not a good pass there. You're going D to D. You've got to connect those passes. Bevan tries to connect with Hoyt. Speaking of connecting on passes, good job by Hoyt to spin out of that body. Puck's loose in front. Sticked out right in front by Easton. Now Regis kicks it up himself. They make the zone. Some bodies collide. Baker comes out with it. He surveys. Dumps it over to King. King off the board up to Sorensen. Sent all the way back down in. King's playing catch. Bevan blows a tire. Off the boards up to Baker, and Baker chips it off to Dasher. He avoids a hit. Fans cheer. Regis kid sends it hard off the board. Not sure about that, but that does work out. Regis makes the zone. They're in deep. Good backhanded shot there. That was that Patton kid. Pretty good shot there out of nowhere. In the middle of a line change, Regis with some speed. Still working at it now again. Sutter comes out with it, looking for Bodine. Regis makes the zone, pops it up. Bodine chips it away, tries to make do on himself. 1-on-5. Chipped all the way back into the board, and we'll face that one up in the O zone. Pretty good shot by that Bo Payton, I think it is. And looking at the shot totals, 3-3. 3 shots aside. Purchase line with the face-off down in the zone. One by Regis. They'll dump it around back down into the corner. Sutter gives chase. The boys are all giving chase there now. Kept in by McKiddo. Winds it over to Bodine. Bodine orders some body. Gets some body. Chips it down in the corner. Purchase on the chase. Kid fumbles it. Bodine late there on that forecheck. Kept in by Stanley, that is. Pops out to Bodine. Bodine shot right into the goalie. Shot nonetheless. I don't think he had much of an angle. Chipped up. Here's some Regis kids with some speed. Purchase. Good job on the back shot. Good job by Little Perch to break that up. Sends it back up. Dumps it out. Good job by Ben Perch there. Regis makes his own, and that's offsides. Good play. That is good call there, and that should go down. And it is going all the way back down to the other side. They're going to send it all the way down. That was an offsides play. The kids didn't realize it, so they kept with the pressure. 10:34 left, first period. Up and down the ice, not a lot of scoring chances other than that scoring chance by Hoyt Sorensen. Jimenez line out there now. Draws one back. Good job by Jimenez. Gogol pulls the trigger, but a little bit late, a little indecisive on what to do there. Pops back into the corner. Good job by Tarbert keeping it in. Pops out to deep, misses on the shot attempt, but he sends it back down into the corner. The kids are going to regroup. Tarber's there on the forecheck, send all the way back down, and that is an icing call, so we'll send that one all the way back to the other side. This is a great rink to watch hockey on, actually, because there's no netting right in front of the stands here. Fisher line out there again with the Charles boys now. Draws one back to the corner by Regis. Good body there by Dawson to win that back. Maddox back up top to O'Donnell. Through some traffic, shot goes wide. Good play by Jackson there. Seeing he had to shoot that puck wide. Sent back on in by Maddox. Good deflection by Gabe too. You never know what might happen. Ref runs in there to break him up, so there's not any extracurriculars going on in that corner. Maddox takes that draw, loses that one back in the corner, but Gabe's there, fished out by Dawson to Maddox, played along the boards, pops out, and here comes Regis with numbers. There's this Evan Mahalik. He goes to the center, goes wide, shot goes wide too. Regis sends all four kids in, pretty aggressive on that play. Pops out, oh my goodness, a weird bounce off the, not so sure what happened there. Puck's loose in front, Gabe fishes it out, skates it out. Right into that's a dangerous play by Fisher. Not so sure what he's thinking there. Kids fall down. Two Regis kids collide on each other. Now Gabe sends that up all the way out, lofts it up. I don't think that'll be an, oh my goodness gracious, they called an icing on that. That is a suspect play when it was about a half inch from not being an ice. If it's an ice, you want to call it off so that the players don't skate hard. That's the whole reason you have no touch icing. So you don't have what just happened there, which is Dawson really hustling to touch it up, kid right behind him, and that's where the danger happens. So if you're going to call the ice on that, you got to call it sooner than that. Pucked one back, there's King, goes for that stretch play, but nobody was stretched. Goes back out, Easton's going to have to play that, plays it out to the middle, dangerous play. Played almost intercepted, but here comes Regis through the neutral zone with some speed, just gets right by Coffey. Good save there by Jordan. Holy cow. Got right by Coffey. Coffey was standing there, definitely not aggressive enough on his defensive play there. Coffey's got another chance, ships it all the way over to Bevan. Bevan leaves it for Baker. Baker tied up on the side. This is some aggression play here. Bevan fishes it up to Hoyt. He makes the zone again. Shot deflected over the net, but good hard play by Hoyt. Pops out to Regis. They clear the zone. No, they're not it. They finally get it up all the way down. Icing's waved off. King gets there. Goes around, sends it back to Coffey. Coffey, plenty of time, tries that stretch pass to Bodine, was way behind him, and that will be an icing. So maybe the right idea on the stretch play, but it doesn't connect on the right side. 8:17 left in the first period. Valor still clinging to that 1-0 lead, which Hoyt scored on the second shift of the game. Draws fish back, one by McKiddo, dumps it off the side, looking for that stretch pass. See if Sutter can get there. Sutter does get there. Bodine fighting with it too. Here's Sutter. He has some time. Winds it all the way back around. Sends it all the way back around. That's not where the play was. Does keep it in the zone. Tied up around the blue line. Still kept in. A little bit tied up below the feet. Nobody knows where it is. Finally pops out to Regis. Intercepted by Purchase. Good back check by Purchase. Tries to get up to Bodine. Little bit of loose play here. Nobody can organize the puck. McKiddo comes out with it. He's working. There's Sutter with Bodine. And that's called offsides. That's got to come into the zone faster than that. That puck was loose. It comes in offsides, and so that will be an offsides. 7:35 left. Puck was loose, and you want Max to make that play. Bodine was streaking. Easy to save from up here, but the right call on the offsides play there. Jimenez line out there now. Draws one back by Regis. They make the center line, dump it in. Played back behind the net by Jordan. Backhands it. He was a little indecisive. Another weird bounce off that spot there. Jimenez plays it. Played out of the air by Tarver. Pretty good play. Fish back, a little bit loose in neutral zone. Tarver misses on that one. Donald tries another chance. Good work by Deep to seal that kid off. Puck makes it down into the O zone. Regis controls. Leaves it back deflected, dangerous in front of the goal there for Regis. Pops out of Mo. Jimenez needed to play his head up too, because that was an open man with Tarbert out there. Jimenez just dumped it in without looking to see if there was an open skater. Now Regis comes the other way with some speed. Valor's back. Centering pass by Regis does not make it through, but they're working down in the boards, battling several kids tied up. Gogol fishes it out, turns and winds it back the other direction. Not so sure Maddox knew that was coming. Whatever the case, Maddox has it. Off the dasher, tries to go to O'Donnell. Boys are in the middle of a change. Change is completed. Good play by Mihalik from Regis out, but the boys are there to intercept. Dawson tries to pitch it out. Regis keeps it in. Now they finally get it out. Dawson touch pass up. Receives it from Maddox. Dawson goes wide. Glove right into the glove of Easton Sparks. Boys are still working down low. Maddox, good play to kick it to himself. He's got 3 kids tied up on him. Pops out to Regis, and they'll pitch it out. And now they're going the other direction. 3-on-2 though, no numbers. Coffey's back there, plays it behind his own net. 5:50 left to play in this first period. Comes out to Maddox. Maddox tries to chop it up. That doesn't make it up. Puck pops out to the middle. Good pitch by Gabe to get it up to Maddox. He's got some speed up the side. Good start, stop, then Easton having some trouble with the glove. It looks like that's 2 pretty routine saves that are popped out of his glove. So rebounds to be had, possibly set back in behind the Valor net. There's King. He'll change direction, look for an outlet pass, sends it up to Bevan. He can't play it. He plays back to Coffey, pitched up to the middle. Now it's loose in the neutral zone. It's sent back in, stick to side by Coffey. Good play there. Bevan gives battle on the side too. Gabe still out there, sent back down in the corner. Hoyt gives a look, shields it, tries to pitch it out. He can. Regis, oh my goodness, almost a dangerous deflection by Coffey. And another dangerous play back behind the net. No foul though. Bevan can't get it out. Danger is here where the boys can't get it out of the zone. And finally, he's had enough and he chips it. Gabe does, all the way up into the rafters and into the student section. .446 left in the first period. You see the Purchase line out here now. Purchase wins the draw back to McKiddo. 2 boys are sprung loose. McKiddo off the board to Max. Touches it up. Played down by Easton. So we'll have an Ozone faceoff. .438 left first period. Valor still with that 1-0 lead. And it's been kind of an up and down game. 7 shots to 6 shots. So very even game. Draws one back, and Regis comes out of it with a pretty clean break. Now they've got 3-on-2. Purchase back on the back check left. Shot goes wide. Now let's see if the boys can assemble. Stanley with some time. He winds around the other direction. Plays it back. Oh my goodness gracious. Another suspect play there. If boys need a break, Stanley plays it in the feet. Sent all the way back down in. Regis does. That's a delayed offsides. Jordan's going to play it back behind the net. See if the boys can establish some kind of speed and breakout. That's patched directly to Regis. Puck's just loose in the neutral zone. Regis certainly dominating the O-zone play. Valor seems to be having some trouble with the breakouts. Stanley up to Bodine, see if he can break it out. Tries to pass it cross ice to Sutter, gets knocked out of the air. Pretty good play there by that kid. Big kid from Regis comes in. Broken up, there's Sutter. Goes back to McKiddo, off the board. Sent deep to Hoyt. They're changing. Oh, could have gotten a nice bounce. Instead, gets a stick up to the neck. No call there. McKiddo back on D, battling with his number 7. Good speed by McKiddo, but he gets his pocket picked. But there's Stanley there. Fishes it out over to Hoyt. 3:23 left first period. Hoyt with some speed coming up the side. He's going to take it himself. Some speed. Makes the zone. Makes the side. Tries to get it back on the forehand in front. That was asking a lot. Sent back out. O'Donnell chips it in. The boys have to touch up, and they'll do just that. Regis gets it out. Bevan with the puck in the middle. He makes the zone. He has plenty of time. Spins around. Leaves it for O'Donnell. O'Donnell goes down into the corner, and there's Hoyt tied up by 2. Baker gives chase on the other side. Good job by Baker to win that scrum. Chipped back out, not out. Gogol keeps it in, sends it into Hoyt's feet. Hoyt working up on the blue line. Danger, danger, danger. Now he falls down. Now gets up, kid gets by. No penalty called. Good play by Hoyt. It's a dangerous play, and he did recover nicely. That's speaking of dangerous. O'Donnell stick handling almost into his own net. Now nobody's covering on the forecheck. Regis with a shot doesn't make it through. Play, but Regis danger right in front of the net. Comes out to Baker. Baker fends off a stick, and he gets it off the side. Big hard shot goes wide. Regis dominating here on this. Charles lines up. Dawson's on the ice, sent all the way back down into the corner. Regis was certainly more battling and more offense. Maddox assembles. Cross ice pass doesn't connect. Good thought there. You can tell when this line's out there, certainly a lot more strength and poise here. Boys battling down in the corner. Fisher working down there with Maddox. Gabe comes out with it. Gabe gets tied up, and now here comes Regis coming out. They're going to dump it all the way down for an icing. So 1:36 left in the first period. Believe that same line out there. No, we'll try the purchase line here. See if it'd be nice for the boys to put up an insurance goal here in the first. Purchase in the faceoff circle, down into the corner. Bodine gives chase. Sutter's working back there in the corner too. Regis comes out with it. Boys are just not strong enough in the corners. Puck goes cross ice. Bodine gives chase. He was helping on the other side. He chips at it, gets sent all the way back down in. There's McKiddo. McKiddo has some time. Sends it to Stanley. Stanley pops it up. Bodine chips it up, takes some body. Regis tries to organize. Now I thought maybe we'd get a rush, and that's chipped all the way down in for an ice. Really, none of the lines are having any success as assembling or with any organization except for that first line with Fisher and the Charles boys. It's been fast up and down the ice. Not a whole lot of structure, but fast play up and down the ice nonetheless. Baker line out there now. 1:05 left in the first period. Baker, tries to win it up to himself. Now Regis is going the other direction. 2-on-3. Both D's back. Good job played by King. Wind it out. Baker's offsides there. That was strange. I didn't see that. Baker with some discussion there with one of the Regis players. Baker having a discussion with Sam Wessel, looked like, number 25 from Regis. Draws one back by Regis, plays it back, quick pass up. Regis has 50 seconds left. They make the zone, try to assemble some structure. Puck pops out, good play by Bevan to get it out. Ties up a kid on the edge, and Regis still sends it down into the corner, played back behind the net by Jordan. 37 seconds left. Another weird bounce out of that corner. That's several weird bounces out of that corner. Sent all the way back down in. Coffey winds it back to King. Good play. King to Hoyt. Tries to chip it up. Intercepted. Bevan gets there. He tries to stick handle it. That's dangerous too. 15 seconds left, and Regis with all kinds of pressure. Coffey ties him up on the side. Good play by Coffey, and then King sends it all the way down, and that should do it for this first. No. 4.9 seconds left. Good work there by Coffey. Some questionable plays there by the offense there for Valor to try and get it out of the zone. Talk about it over and over, the stick handling, but win this draw, and that should quell the pressure from Regis. Draws one back to the corner. McKiddo's going to cover it up, dumps it all the way back over to Stanley. And that'll do it for this first period of hockey. A lot of up and down play. Say not a lot of structure on either side. The shots for the first period are 7 for Valor and 8 for Regis. Boys will skate into the bench, talk with coach, regroup for the second period, and see what the game plan is. We'll make some new ice, spend a little time with the fans, and see you back in about 10 minutes. And we're back after a 15-minute break. Rest the legs, talk to the coach. Valor up 1-0, shots very close, 8-7 for Regis. Fisher Line's back out there with the Charles boys. Stanley McKiddo playing defense. Draws one by Regis, and they get it in. They send it down low. It's Reagan Cedar playing defense. That's goal. Just like that, 12 seconds into the game, Evan Mahalik with the goal. Just giving all kinds of space. Makes pretty quick work of that. He had 3 strides there, and some lazy defense there. Baker lines out there now. Game's all tied up, 1-1. That was quick, 12 seconds in. Hoyt fishes it out. He's got Baker with him, tries to go around, backhand save. Rebound attempt by Baker there too. He couldn't quite get there. I think Baker was open. You want Hoyt to look at that for that pass. Baker comes out with it. He winds around, sends it back behind the net, and nobody's there. Regis gets to it. Now they start to break out. Fanned on it though, and now Bevan intercepts the middle, but now Regis, that same kid, comes back with it. Pops out to Baker. Baker sends it up to Bevan. He goes cross ice, doesn't connect, connects in with that Regis kid. Gogol has some time. He winds back, but he can't get it out. And now this is danger again, given all kinds of space. Again, Gogol's got to come up and press him on that, not give him that time and space. Sends it off the board to Sorensen, dances around one. He's got Bevan working with him. The speed of Hoyt, he gets in clean, can't pull the trigger. Bevan on the follow. Easton Sparks doesn't give him any kind of rebound. Here goes Regis going the other direction. Dumped in, they'll go for a change, at least a partial. King gets there, just backhands it in, tries to go off the back, sends back up top to Regis. They'll keep it down in. They'll assemble. Kid skating in the back door, and that back door was open. Gogol's got to cover that guy. That's open, though, and now Regis assembles the umbrella. Shot doesn't make it through. Looks like a partial change is out there, too. Purchase line's out there now. Boys are assembling. Regis shot way wide, maybe looking for a deflection of some sort. Bevan's still out there, and he's laboring. He needs to get off. The boys look on their heels now. Gogol tries to get it out. Bodine finally chops it out. There's Purchase on the chase. Corralled pretty easily by Regis. Bodine touches it, brings it in offsides. They're going to have to regroup, and here comes Regis the other way with some speed. Sutter joins. He's on the ice now. Popped out. Bodine can do nothing more than just chip it out again. It's just all they can do is chip it out to the neutral zone. Regis with all kinds of pressure here. Boys are on their heels. Bodine chips it out to the middle, looking for a breaker. There's Sutter. He's got some speed. He was laid onto the ice, goes one direction. Now he needs to try and center it, get some support. Winds it all the way back up top, and it's fished out going the other direction again by Regis. Puck's got to be kept in deep. Regis just good pressure and puck control here. Bodine tries to fan it out to somebody. That doesn't connect. King messes up too, and now it's sent back up top. Good play there. Bodine able to baseball swing it out. Sutter tries to get it deep. Bodine fans on it again. Now here's Regis going the other way again. Kids are tired too, and they're still on the ice. Shot goes way wide. There's Jimenez is on it, sent back in behind King. Plays it. 13:48 left, but the boys are certainly on their heels now. Sent in for an ice. No, that's waved off. They're finally getting in for a change. Jimenez lines out there too. Stretch pass by Regis doesn't connect, and that's an ice. That was that kid wide open back behind the D. So Valor comes out of the break, and that puck has been in their defensive zone the entire time, just dominating by Regis. So whatever they said, the boys are on their heels now. They're going to call a face-off in the center. It looks like it might have been deflected or something. Not entirely sure what happened. Ref's explaining it. Coach Guaz seemed to understand. See how this line performs. 13:28 left, goes back into the zone again. Stanley winds it back down around. Tarbert tries to poke it out. He can't clear the zone. Finally gets it out, and that's ice. That's offside, so another breather, but Regis is just pressure, 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 and the Valor boys do not have an answer here yet. Try the Gabe Fisher line out there with the Charles boys too. Draws one and controlled by nobody. Battled along the boards. Regis fishes it out and sends it back down into the corner again. McKittle plays it, skates it out. Outlet pass. Maddox can't control. Chipped back in by Regis again. Stanley can't get it out. It's sent back down into the corner. McKittle's going to have to play. He gets back checked. Puck's loose back behind. It's chipped out front. Little bit of fumbling, and Valor is certainly not on their game to start this second period at all. Puck is fished out by Gabe Fisher. He chips it up. Popped out. Charles brothers are in. 2-on-2 over to Maddox. Tries to get it back to Dawson. That doesn't connect. Now it's sent back in. Maddox is still working back behind the net. Chipped back out to the corner. Finally, a little bit of awesome offensive pressure, it seems like. Gabe plays it back behind the net. He's looking for a pass. Those passing lanes are all blocked up. Back to Maddox. He spins out of a check. He's looking for some space. Good check. Good deflection shot by Gogol from the point. Good work. Turned and fire back in by Gabe. Nobody's there. Now here comes Regis going the other direction. They sent it in. Shot is wide, but it certainly breaks the play up. Wow, finally a good shift by the Valor boys with some pressure, but it had been all Regis. 11:53 left in the second period. Game is tied 1-1. See if they can get some pressure. Draws one back. King plays it back behind to Coffey. Coffey back to Bevan. Bevan has plenty of space and sends it up to Hoyt. Pass connects. He's got Baker with him. Tries to chip it out just out of his stick. Little bit better play there. Good work by the boys. Hoyt with some speed now. He's going to try and do it himself. 1-on-4. Loses the puck. Organizes, sends it back up to King. King backhands it in. Pretty good play just to get it in deep. Sparks plays it back behind the net. Baker gives chase in the corner, now sent back behind. Nobody there to give any kind of pressure. There's Hoyt. Collides and puck goes back into the corner, chipped up. Glove down. Here comes Regis with space. Good save by Jordan there. That's that Peyton was in on a break and Jordan set him down. Coffey can't get it out. Shot, glove, saved by Jordan, and that should break it up. Release some of that Regis pressure. So, man, oh, man. Seems like if we don't have that first line out there, it's a mismatch in strength and intensity. Shots are 13-8, so coming out of this first intermission, lopsided, very much in favor. McKittle back to Sutter, going for that stretch pass. He fumbled it a bit. Now he winds around, still fiddling around with it. Stanley takes over. Stanley makes his own with some speed. He makes the side, tries to center it, just not quite there. Sutter's back in the play now. Winds around. Look, oh, swing and a miss by Stanley. Kept back in. Good play there by Sutter to battle along the boards. He's still working on the boards. Bodine just lets it go by him, and then here comes Regis going the other direction. Chipped up, played by Stanley. Winds one way. The entire play is that side. He turns around. Now he's back behind the net and just passes it. Sutter plays, turns and sends it to, I think, looking to Bodine. Bodine can't connect with it. Regis now going the other direction. Stanley runs into him. Good play there. McKittle backhands it up to Sutter. Sutter with some space. He stops, changes direction, and they can't get it out of the zone. Holy cow. Looks like they had plenty of time and space and just overthinking it. Finally comes to Bodine, and he can't get it out. Kept down in by Stanley. Now the boys are tired. Backhanded over to Sutter. He tries to pitchfork it out, but he can't get it out. Boys are at the end of this shift. Two Regis is battling, tries to get it up. Bodine was trying to get on a break, and then finally is on the break, but he wasn't going the right direction. Sparks is going to play that in half to cover that one up, and now that one is gloved down. Definitely some unorganized play there on both sides by Valor. Jimenez lines out there, wins it back to the point. O'Donnell sends it back in on the corner. Tarber plays some body to protect, and Jimenez is sealed off by several guys there. Pops back out to the point. Shot save. That goes over the net. Good job by Deep. That's the first shot I can remember being even remotely close to the net in a while. Puck battle along the boards. Regis comes out with it. Jimenez with some work down there too. And now here comes Regis again after what I thought was some good battling by the Valor boys. Deep sends it down into the corner. Regis gets there. There's Deep. Good job to clog that one up, and he's still battling for it. Jimenez keeps it down in the corner. Puck finally able to get cleared by Regis, but some pressure down low. So certainly mismatch of lines when the different kids are on the ice. Puck played down in the corner. Bodies collide down there. Finally fished out. And that will be an icing on the Eagles. So we'll go back down to the D zone. Fisher line out there with the Charles boys, and they've done some pretty good battling. They draws one back, and there's Dawson on the forecheck. Good job. Oh, Valor's not able to keep it in. Regis is going the other direction. They don't have numbers. Shot goes way wide. That's Evan Mahalik, number 15. That gives him too much space again. That's the kid that scored the goal last time. Good job, outlet pass by Maddox up to Dawson. Dawson's got Coffey working with him. Dawson gets it cross ice, can't connect with Gabe. Now he finally does. Maddox tries to backhand it over to Dawson. Nobody was really open. Sends up to King. He's going to send it off to Dasher and pops. Oh, that was Gabe. Almost had a step on there, but didn't get the favorable bounce off the boards. And good stick by Gabe to break up that Regis rush. They do get it in. So the momentum, and man, they came out ferocious, did Regis, but that settled down a little bit. Gabe, all kinds of time, gets it up to Maddox. Now Dawson's working with Maddox with some speed. Intercepted pretty easily. Pitched out to the neutral zone. Stanley there, he's going to dump it back down in. Regis will control, start their breakout. See if they have any structure to this breakout. Cedar Regan brings it all the way in for Regis. Bevan pops it back up off the boards, and here Regis, good tape-to-tape passes, a lot more structured. Well-coached team is Regis, certainly. Good discipline. Speaking of that, there's been no penalties so far in this game. Fished out by Stanley. Hoyt tries to get a step on that with some body. Can't quite make the corner. Regis makes it in. Good stick by Stanley to break it up. He's pinned up in the corner as Regis kid winds around one. Regis dances on this. Another good stick by Stanley. Scoops it up. Hoyt looking for the rush. Chips it up to himself. Gets some space. Good save by Easton Sparks, but holy cow, did Hoyt create some space for himself there. Good work by Hoyt battling there, but now Regis is going the other direction. Another good stick by Gogol to get in the way. Now the puck's loose down in the corner. Here comes Baker. They've got some numbers. Baker's got Bodine with him, runs into Bodine, leaves it back for Bodine. Bodine fans on that that passing attempt. The thing now sent into the corner, and nobody's there, and that breaks that one up. Puck pops back out. Sutter plays it in the neutral zone. He gets hauled down. That could be a penalty, but now it's chipped up, backhanded by Bodine up to Baker. He's at the tail end of a shift. He realizes they've got some space. Tries to get it to Bodine, and he can't quite get a stick on it. Good play by Baker. He needs to get off the ice and get a new kid on, though. Middle of a change. All kinds of loose play, and this is an offsides play, and Regis gets there first. Interesting turn of events down there. I don't know if Baker needed to get off the ice or was on that line or exactly what happened, but he was at the tail end of a shift. Real good play at the very, very end, and Bodine was going the wrong direction when Baker managed to get a centering pass out. Draws one back by Regis. They play it into the zone. Good, Coffey, good look for Tarbert up there. Intercepted though, sent back behind. King gives a look, sends it up to deep off the board, gets sealed off. Jimenez, good cross-ice pass. Can Pop-Tart get there? He can't quite get there, and that will be an icing. So we'll go all the way back down for a D-zone face-off. But Regis doesn't quite have that same energy that they did when they came out of the break, certainly with a lot of energy, still more so maybe than the Eagles, but Valor has caught up with them and been able to slow them down a little bit, it looks like. Fisher line out there now. I'm not so sure about that. Yeah, that was an unnecessary play by that Regis kid that's down on Dawson, who got pushed down. And they certainly can't just call that penalty only on Fisher. And they're going to call matching penalties, which is the way it should be. So both those kids will go for two. Not so sure what happened. That's Andrew Brenner, I think it is, who unnecessary push on Dawson, and then there was Gabe to match up with him. So now we need to get another player out onto the ice, and so we'll send Baker out there as the other center. 5:02 left, second period. Draws one back to Roger. Stanley with all kinds of space, fumbles the puck a little bit. Now he sends it back behind. There's McKitto. He goes for that stretch pass. Good play by Maddox. Now he's in. Shot saved by Easton Sparks. Holy cow, what a good play by Maddox. So fast and strong with that stick. Another lazy play by the defense, and there was Maddox. He tried to go 7-hole. I think Sparks thought he was beat because it was open. I think Maddox shot it just a little high. It was get ready to yell score, but it wasn't to be. Good win there. Puck goes back behind the net. Regis, maybe they're on their heels a little bit. Stanley can't quite get it in. Chips it out. Good play by Roger to get it cross ice to Jack Mickey, who he tries to make the zone. Doesn't make it. Gets poke checked away. Regis dumps it in, and now it's played back behind the net by Jordan. All kinds of time for Stanley again. Cross ice to Maddox, and that doesn't connect. Icing's waved off. I'm not so sure why, but we'll play it. Here comes Regis the other direction. Passes directly to Baker. Baker just intercepts somebody. Gets the worst of that one. Shot saved by Sparks again. So Baker takes some body. Two kids collide. He collides with, I think that's Cedar Regan. Good hard work by those boys, though. Four minutes left in the second period. I think we've got 1:15 left on the matching penalties. Draws one back by Regis, but Sparks will cover that up. There seems to be a mismatch in the timing on the penalties, but they are matching, and after those penalties are up, then we'll continue skating 5-on-5, but the boys come out of the box. O'Donnell, one back to O'Donnell. Hoyt has some space. He sends it back up to O'Donnell. O'Donnell back down to Hoyt. He gets sealed off. Good strength, but not quite enough. Now here goes Regis on the break. Intercepted by Gogol. Good play, but Regis manages to keep it in. Played back down into the corner. Donaldson will leave it for Gogol. He fumbles around. Kids trips over it. No penalty is called. Purchase comes in to help out. Puck is fished out, but everyone's battling for it down the corner, and finally fished out by Hoyt. He tries to stick handle it out. Gogol stick handles it out. He's on the race. Sends it up to Hoyt. Hoyt spins, centering past, and there was Bevan right in the middle, but that kid from Regis came in at the last second. Now Regis going the other direction. D's are back though. Good stick by the boys. Puck is loose. Oh, good thing, because Jordan did not know where that was. Regis is still circling down in the zone. 2:50 left in this. The boys probably need a change. They've been out there a while. Bevan tries to get it out. He can't get it out. Sent all the way across. See if Gogol, he's at the tail end too. He is beaten. He can't. He finally gets it out. Hoyt takes a shoulder. Bevan tries to get it in and hands it straight to the Regis kid. Someone needs to send this puck in deep. Hoyt tried to create that rush. Now the kids are in the middle of a change. That is dangerous play there. But they get away with it, and that puck is played back behind the net. There's Coffey to play it. Coffey back behind the King. Oh, Coffey tries to wind it back around. He fans on. Oh, and Jimenez just tries to get up to Bodine, but he fans on it too. Sticks are swinging. Now here's Evan. He's in. That D's standing there. Shot doesn't get a lot on it. But now Regis is going the other direction. Saved by Sparks. Regis breaks it out. Sent right into King. King sends it. Oh, that doesn't get through. I was looking the other way. Shot. That's a grounder. That's a flub job too. Chipped out. Nobody can seem to get it out. It's pinned up there along the corner by the kid who doesn't have a stick. Regis backhands it out. Kicked up. 1:39 left. Finally fished out by Coffey. Coffey's got some space and he needs to take it. Bodine gives him the space. Coffey sends it back to Bodine, who wasn't moving. Regis dumps it all the way back down in, and hopefully that's an ice, and that is an ice to get some new troops on the ice, maybe for one last rush. Some loose play there as the lines were a little bit mismatched, and I think the centers weren't used to playing with those particular kids. But as it is, well, try it again with the Charles boys down there with Gabe Fisher. 1-1, 1:25 left. Maddox tries to chip it up to himself. Puck sent down into the corner. Now here's Regis trying to get back behind the boys. Good job breaking it up at the line, and now it's sent down in by Regis down into the corner. McKittle will play it down in the corner. He gets sealed off. Several kids down there battling. Puck pops out to the middle. Dangerous. Regis tries to center it to the middle. Good play there to break it up is Stanley. Good kick save. Last second. Maddox, look up. There's Dawson. He does touch it. Icing called off. Good play by Dawson, recognizing he couldn't get his stick on it. Kids pushed down. See if the boys can. Oh, that was good play there. Not quite able to chip it up. Maddox cross ice to Dawson. Shot deflected. Doesn't go in. Fisher, he's still working. Works out the point. McKitto shot too high of a shot right up into Sparks' chest. Dawson battling for it in the corner. Stick on, going the other direction now. Boys are tired. Regis is tired. People are standing there. Regis going the other direction. Good stick by Gabe to break it up. 17 seconds left in this period. See if they get one last rush. Puck passes behind. Gabe tries to fish it up to himself. Ref gets in the way, might help out. Back to Stanley. Oh, Dawson was waiting for that one-timer. Puck comes out. There's McKitto in the center to break it up. And the buzzer sounds, and those two Regis kids were by themselves. Timely sounding of the buzzer, and we will go to the second intermission. Tied 1-1, so that's certainly a better looking end of the period after Valor started that period on their heels. Shots are more even now, 1-1. Shots are 14 and 15. Regis with 15 and Valor with 14. So we'll go into intermission tied 1-1 and play for all the marbles in the overtime period. We'll see you back in about 10 minutes. And we're back with a fresh sheet of ice and hopefully some fresh legs and lungs. We'll play this third period as if it's the start of the game. Everything is even here, 1-1. Some good rushes going both ways. The time of possession likely owned rather by Regis. We don't have that stat here, of course, but we're going to get this one going. 17 minutes. We will decide the winner of this one, and likely will be a ranking change. One team will stay in third, or one team will move up to third. Draws one back by Fish. Stanley sends it in to Fish. He makes a corner. Oh, I think that Maddox had a step too. Fish got sealed off down there in the corner. Maddox down there battling with him, picks a pocket, sends it back to Fish. Goes that backhand pass, pops out to Maddox, down in the corner still. Maddox still working, sends it back down in. Dawson runs into the ref and can't control that. There's Fisher for some help. Good job positioning there by Regis to clog any lanes. They do battle. Fished out, goes around. Maddox gives chase, and it's sent all the way back down. And that will be an ice. So 40 seconds in to this period, there's no goal scored. We're 40 seconds into the last period. There was a goal, and 40 seconds into the first period, there was a goal. Baker line is out there now. This is the line that scored the goal. It was Sorensen with the assist from O'Donnell. Baker wins the draw back to, Gogol. Gogol sends it down into the corner. Bevan gives chase, and he keeps it in the corner, and the boys will do battle along the boards. Good job by Bevan keeping that in. Baker keeps it in as well. Now Hoyt provides some assistance. Bodies that kid off, pops out to Bevan. Bevan's shot goes wide. He had Baker on that back door. He didn't see him, didn't look. He got a shot off. Shot goes all the way wide. Played down. The boys run into Jordan. O'Donnell's going to reverse direction, and this is where we've seen some problems. See if they can get it out. Gogol, no look shot. Bevan, and they can get it out of the zone. We've seen this plague them before. Regis fishes it out. Pass intercepted again. Good play by Gogol. Now Gogol gets another shot at it. Passes to Bevan. Bevan manages to clear the zone. Flipped up. Hoyt gives battle. Bevan gives battle. And O'Donnell sends it in. The boys will go for a wholesale change. Bodine on the forecheck. Cross-ice pass doesn't connect. Coffey intercepts, and now here comes Sutter. 4 Regis kids are back. Sutter tries to go through 2. Gets intercepted. Regis easily gets it out of the zone, and now they're on the break. Sent all the way down in. Coffey battles in the corner, kicked out. Sutter off the board, does clear the zone. Regis keeps it in. Coffey sends it off the board, intercepted by Regis, and they send it all the way back down in. Cannot get any offensive pressure except for these first lines. Bodine plays it. He's going to turn and just tries to fire it out. Tries again. The puck is loose in the middle. Regis controls. Weak shot on goal. Puck gets stuck. King finally gets it out. Icing is waved off, and we'll try a new line. No activity at all at that line. Stretch pass intercepted by Kane Coffey. Tarbert's going to send it in. He gets shoved down. And Jimenez goes for the chase. And there's Jimenez, pops out with the puck in the corner. Dumped out to the top by Stanley, and puck goes all the way back down in, so the boys can keep it in the zone. Let's see if they can get some scoring attempts now. McKiddo runs in, gives him a little bit of extra body. Glove down by Tarbert. The boys give battle. 13:45 left in the third period in the game. Regis fishes the puck up. Stanley jumps it. Can't quite assemble. Regis quick on the puck. That's sent back down in behind. Tarbert gives battle, stays back behind. Good job by the boys keeping the puck in the zone. Deep tries to work through that body, but he can't quite work it through. Stanley keeps it in the zone. The boys are going to have to touch up, but a really good job eating the clock there. The Charles boys line will come on, and that's sent all the way back down in. Stanley gets there. Several Regis boys there. Good hard shot by Regis. Good save too. Puck ends up on McKiddo's stick, gets stuck again. Now he fumbles the puck a little bit. He ends up with it. He is able to clear the zone. There's Maddox 1-on-3. Maybe that's enough to stop him. Ref gets involved and ref goes down. Now Regis comes in 2-on-2. Gogol plays, pops out to the middle. Good back check by Fisher. O'Donnell up to Maddox. No ref in the way this time. Maddox on the side loses the puck. Good shot by Dawson out of nowhere. Now here goes Regis, and that is going to be an ice. That's Wessel with that puck out of the stretch stick of his compadre, and that will be an icing. So we'll go back down in for an O-zone face-off. Baker line out there now with Bevan and Dawson. Baker tries to chip it up to himself, and Regis fishes that one out. Puck pops out. Bevan gets there, takes some body, gets run into the boards. Still no penalties left, and almost halfway through this third period. Puck goes around. Regis controls, and they'll start the breakout with some speed. They make the zone. Kid makes it all the way in, tries to backhand shot. Good save by Jordan, backhanded up by Stanley. Puck doesn't come out, saved by Jordan. Long shot from the point. Good work by Hoyt to back check there, get that stick out of there. 11:39, Regis with some established pressure here. They're gonna work it around. It's dumped right back in. Regis controlling here, having their way here from the shot. Save, oh my goodness gracious. That puck goes all the way through. Jordan thought he saved that. It went through his jersey. Finally cleared. McKiddo had enough, and that is sent down for an icing. That was a dangerous sequence there. So 11:17 left, and that Regis line there with a lot of pressure. Purchase line out there now. Bodine tied up, but can't come away with the puck. Back down behind King, flails on the backhand. Now Regis sends it back down into the corner. Coffey, he fans on it too. See if they can get in the established breakout here. Sutter, he can't keep it on his stick, and Regis sends it back down in. Played by Coffey, back behind the net. Let's see if he can establish a breakout. Some speed through the zone to Bodine. It's on his stick. He comes into the zone. Shot deflected wide. First shot back, big old bounce. I think Bodine took another swing at it, but doesn't connect through. Circled out. King sends it in. Bodine tips it down into the corner. He gives chase too. Wound back around. Bodine and Sutter are on the forecheck. Good play, but good outlet pass by Regis. Some structured play there. O'Donnell needs to chip it out. Finally gets it out. Bodine plays it up, and now he's got another time. Tries to backhand it up. Just out of, I like the idea, but just out of the reach. There's Jimenez. He's circling. Bodine has to wind off. 1-on-5. Jimenez deflected over the net. Jimenez going 1-on-5. Boys were in the middle of a change. Good work. Now Pop-Tart speeds onto the ice. Played by Deep down in the corner. 10 minutes left. Off the ref. Bad bounce. Almost kicked out to the middle. Played back by O'Donnell. He hits the deck after that play. Good play by Deep. Good body to stand in the way there. Gets it up off that Regis kid. Pop-Tart works down into the corner, but all those Regis kids are back. Pop-Tart looking for a centering. He's going to wind it back. Tries to cycle back behind the net. That doesn't connect, and now here's Regis. They break it out. Defenses are back. Gogol keeps backing up. Too much. Regis shot saved by Jordan. Big juicy rebound. Oh my goodness, Jordan went one side, and good job by Pop-Tart to pound that thing down out of the zone. That was danger zone there. So you don't mind that big, huge clear there because things were not looking rosy there. 9:20 left in the third period. Wow, this is still going back and forth. Anybody's game here. Fisher out there with the Charles boys. Both Charles boys are on the break. Leave some space back behind. Fish gets there, turns it over, reestablishes some position though, gets back in. Puck ends up, dangerous shot. Puck pops back out to the point. Puck was loose, Jordan was screened, never saw that. Fortunately it was wide. Dangerous too, Regis continues to just pound the ozone time of possession. Stanley fishes it out. He's looking for a breaking Charles. He dips up with Maddox. Can't quite connect on it though, is the right idea. Now Regis is going the other direction. Good job by Dawson. Good body by Dawson to bang into that and try and get that puck out of the zone. That one kid, a one-man wrecking crew, keeps it in for Regis. Maddox finally sends it out, but that is sent up into the score booth, and that was almost a souvenir for me. If it had the right markings on it, I might have kept it, but I'll let that one get sent back down in for the players to autograph and give to a lucky fan later. Baker lines out there and we'll go for a center of the ice face-off with 8:30 left in the game. Looks like Regis has their top line out there. Baker fishes it out up to Hoyt. Hoyt's got the corner. Shot goes low. Puck's loose in front. Good shot by Hoyt. Pops it out to Gogol. Gogol, low shot saved by Easton again. Puck's loose in front. Biggin, banging. Puck is covered up by Sparks, and holy moly, what a sequence there. Hoyt made the corner again and went for the low shot, maybe looking 5-hole. Easton closed it down and looked like there was a couple of other attempts at it. Good hard work there, and Easton Sparks up for the challenge. We'll try it again. Baker in the face-off circle. Puck's won by Regis and controlled, and here they go on the break with some speed. Kid goes back and forth instead of sending it down in. That's Peyton. I'm not sure what he was doing, going back and forth. They do get it in. Now here comes the Valor boys, but they can't get out of the rush going. Glove down by Bevan. He gets hauled down. Probably an okay play. Now that's going to be sent down for an icing call, and we'll go for an ozone face-off. Wow. Good back and forth action. We'll try the purchase line. Coach Gwozdecki just rolling through the lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That is good experience for the boys and keeps those top players very well rested too. So let's see if they can establish it. Who's going to pop this one open? Purchase up to himself. Shot, score! Good play by Purchase. Wins the draw to himself with a charging Bodine. Right to Bodine in the center, and there's the tie-breaking goal. As soon as I finish my sentence, who's going to pop this one open? And Bodine and Purchase do it. What a sweet play those two just made. Holy guacamole. What a play by Purchase to Bodine, who had snuck in on that set play off the face-off. And that is the tie-breaking goal, 2-1 there. Good work by the boys there. Coffey spins it back around to King. King off the boards, Bodine sends it back in. There's Sutter. The boys have that jump in their step now. Puck down in the corner still. The boys are battling. So there's another open shot by King. Another shot saved by, holy moly, look at the activity there. One shot by Bodine, one shot by King, one shot by Bodine, and wow, it's a shooting gallery out there on Sparks now. Holy cow, that was another good shot there that almost went 5-hole on Sparks. 7:13 left, and the boys have taken a 2-1 lead. Wow, good work by that third line there. Puck one back down into the corner. Got the Charles line out working with Regis makes the zone. Good play by Stanley to intercept. And now here's Dawson. Leaves it for Maddox. Looking to make that seam. Here's Maddox. Shot saved by Sparks. What a save. The speed by Maddox to accelerate through that opening. Holy moly. Now Regis is going the other direction. That pass, but he doesn't have that speed. Just shoved down by McKitto. Oh, the ref took a digger, so they're going to have to stop the play. Hopefully that ref's okay. I don't believe that's a penalty. I think we're just waiting to make sure that the ref's okay. Man, the speed of Maddox to make that seam. Try went forehand, backhand. I've seen this ref for a number of years. He's a mentor to the younger refs too. Hopefully he's okay. Maybe just went down. Falling anytime on the ice is not fun. I know, because I'm not a good skater myself. You give me a pair of skates and I quickly test the strength of the hips and the knees. All right, good, he's okay. And we'll keep her going again. 6:44 left. The boys with the 2-1 lead. One final check, make sure the ref's okay. Puck's fished out by Sorensen. He goes down in the corner, ties that kid up. Regis comes out with it, out battling, out muscling. Shot doesn't make it through, fished out by Bevan. He gets it out of the zone. Now here comes Sorensen. Man, Regis is definitely fired up now. Baker on the chase, Bevan with some body, but Regis now breaks it out with the 3-on-3. Good job by Sorensen to get out. There, Stanley gives some good body, and here comes the pressure. McKitto plays it, leaves it in the corner for Sorensen. McKitto goes down, pops right back up. Good back check by Bevan, and then Stanley takes one in the stomach. Holy cow, good stick again by Bevan. Good defensive plays there by little Jack Bevan. Gets the puck back. So centers it, oh my goodness, Hoyt was just waiting for that pass in front of the net. Here comes Purchase, he chips it back down in the corner. Wait for some help, Sorensen tries to leave it for himself. A sliding Regis player comes in. They're working down in the corner. Purchase line now comes onto the ice. Regis fishes it out, they dump it down in the corner. They'll get some new troops on. 5:30 left in the game. O'Donnell plays it, sends it back around the corner, but nobody is there except for the Regis kids. Purchase intercepts, sends it back around. Gogol gets in the way. Bodine joins. He takes somebody. He gets sealed off. Bodine fishes it back around to O'Donnell. They've got to break this one out. No, they can't get it out. Still tied up along the boards. Sutter can't get it out. Purchase can't get it out. O'Donnell struggles to get it out. Sends it back around outside of Bodine. He can't get it out. Gogol struggles too. Puck is loose. Danger. Boys clear the darn puck. Puck goes down into the corner. Regis looks like they're on a power play. Bodine finally, he can't get it out. Finally gets sent out by Gogol. Now he's got a 2-on-4, 14 and 18. That's Gogol. Winds the corner. Centering pass. Good idea by Gogol. Dawson comes flying onto the ice. He's got some stamina, finally, some new legs. Sutter's still working. Sutter needs to get off the ice and get some new legs on. Pops back out to Coffey. Sutter goes for the change, completes at 4:23. Stretch pass to Dawson. He's loose. Here's Dawson. Tries to go 5-0. Sparks shuts him down again. Sparks with another phenomenal save. That's 4 or 5 by Sparks and so far, I think. It's like the fourth break, I think, and Sparks has stopped them all. Needed that insurance, goes off that ref again. Funky bounce. Good play there by Coffey to pound that guy up and stop that momentum. Comes back to Coffey. 3:57 left, third period. King, he looks up before the puck gets there. Maddox gets it out, and that puck is out. Good call by that ref. That was an offside. Regis regroups and pounds it back down in. King makes it. He's got the puck. He backhands it up. Good play by Jackson King. You see that in the NHL. And that will make it as an ice. And holy cow, what a sequence. Man, Dawson Charles got sprung loose but couldn't connect, and my oh my, has Easton Sparks been up to the challenge on those breakaways. .335 left. Regis wins the draw. They'll try and organize. Sends in, good stick, but break that up. Bevan's got to get out on that kid. He leaves him wide open, gives him too much space. Puck opens up, then now McKiddo battling for that. Baker comes up. Bevan comes out to play. Shot saved by Jordan. Holy moly. This is that end of the game rush that's coming with 3 minutes left, and Regis is all over the boys here. You can't give the guys this space. Holy cow. Purchase line out there now. 3:12 left in the third period. Ref's gonna blow that dead, and now we're ready to go. Puck pops out, puck's up to Bodine, he punches it out and he gets hauled down, and that will be an ice. He pitched that one down. I couldn't see what happened, if that was a trip or what, but that burns off 12 seconds. 3 minutes left in the game. At some point we'll see that sixth skater on the ice. Purchase in the face-off circle. Draws one back by Perch. Good job. Stanley looking for that outlet pass. He's got all kinds of space, so he's going to take it. Pass it up to Bodine. Bodine's not looking. Boys, finally they're getting it in deep. Sent down to Sparks. Bodine on the rush. Gets some help from Sutter. Regis, and that's going to be an ice. No, they send that one down in. He didn't get that across the midline. Takes that weird bounce again from that corner. Sent all the way back across. He's wide open. Puck's bouncing though. Can't settle it down. 2:27 left. Regis is trying. Someone has got to get on that guy. Sutter fishes it out. He's with Bodine. Winds it back. Gets through one. Can they get another one on the board? Sutter stops. Fans on the shot though. Good. Oh my goodness. Thought he could get one up. The boys are at the end of a shift. They got to get off. They're going to dump it in. We'll see some reinforcements by both sides. Jordan leaves it back there for O'Donnell. O'Donnell spins one way. 2 minutes left in the game. Sutter pops it out. Sputter's got to get off the ice again. He was right by the bench. Gabe Fisher, he's on the forecheck. Outlet pass. Touched up by Regis. Regis makes the zone. Bodied by Dawson. Pops out. Gabe gets it up, and now Regis makes the zone again. Kid tries to stick handle in. That does not work, Wessel. They don't get it in. Maddox fishes it out. 1:37 left. When Regis going to pull that goalie, Regis makes the zone. Now we see that goalie left. That's left again. Fisher, now that extra attacker's on the ice. Tried to stick a goal. The tying goal there by Sam Wessel. Right place, right time. The puck's on his stick as he comes in from the blue line and scores the game tying goal. George is having a discussion with him about something. I'm not so sure what he's talking about. The refs are conferring at center ice. I don't know what they're talking about. Calls Maddox over. George is mad about something. He's saying that shouldn't be a goal. I'm not exactly sure why. I saw a replay. There's certainly no goalie interference. I don't know if it was too many players on the ice or what it was or what he's contesting. And the goal's allowed. I'm not so sure what happened, but score is tied 2-2 with 1:24 left in the game. Draws one back by Stanley. Stanley tries to make this. Oh no, seems like there's some angry players out there now. McKiddle's going to go back behind his net. Puck gets picked. Stanley's working back behind his net, sends it back around to McKiddle. Oh my goodness, McKiddle just turns it over to this Regis kid. Puck pops out. Finally, Dawson and the Charles brothers are there. Chipped up, there's Maddox to speed. Can he make it? No, he can't make it, but there's a minute left and he's there in the zone. Sent all the way down, hits the ref, and that's some help by it. Regis tried to ice it. Now Regis gets it in, 45 seconds. McKiddle back, oh my goodness, McKiddle almost turns it over again. McKiddle now has some time, 37 seconds, tries to get it to Maddox. Player misplays it, Maddox fires it down into the zone. Dawson gives chase. Dawson gets back, checked from behind, no call there. Baker dumps it, tries to dump it to Bevan, 20 seconds left. Regis pops it in. Oh, good play by O'Donnell. Outlet pass, oh my goodness, he turns it over. Shot saved by Jordan. O'Donnell passed it right to the other kid, 7 seconds. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Kid falls down. Bevan tries to stick handle it inexplicably back to the middle of the ice. Fortunately, runs out of time, but what on earth was he thinking there with 3 seconds left? Fortunately, the clock runs out, 2-2, and we will go to overtime. In that case, you're just trying to eat the clock. So we'll play overtime. Sort of forget how this works. I think we play 5-on-5 for 5 minutes, running clock. Check some finals or some stats as of the end of the regulation. Oh my goodness gracious. The score is 2-2 and the shots are 24-24. So we'll play 5-on-5, 5-minute running clock, I think it is. It was the CPHL league where I think they played 3-on-3. So 5-on-5, running clock, and then I think it's over after that. Draws one back by Regis. They send it back down into the corner. Stanley gets there. He winds it around to Sorensen, but he can't get it out. Chipped and deflected up and over the top of the goal. Bevan gets sealed off, gets some support from Stanley. The stick, but they can't get it out. Regis has assembled the troops. Good stick there. Regis again with the pressure. That shot goes wide. Puck goes back behind the net. Baker gets there, plays it to Bevan. Bevan leaves it in the middle of the ice for the Regis kid. Send bound in the corner. Bevan gets another try. Can't get it out again. Finally, Baker gets it all the way out. And it's intercepted. Sorensen regains his footing. Waits for some assortment. Baker in front of the net. Good play by Sorensen. Holy moly. Now the Charles Bowls are on. Gogol tries to turn it over. Good job getting it over to Maddox. Maddox gets past Mahalik. Maddox runs down Peyton. Here comes Maddox. Maddox makes the zone, can't get it all the way through. He mowed down two kids, and now he's working still. Man, he's got some energy. Sent down into the corner. O'Donnell joins the fray. He makes it first, blows past Wessel. Still working in the corner is O'Donnell. Wessel comes out with it. He sends it all the way back around. O'Donnell plays it back down into the corner for Fisher. Fisher tries to leave it for Maddox. Dawson comes up. O'Donnell keeps it down in the corner. Maddox is camped out in the corner waiting for the puck. He gets it. Sent all the way to O'Donnell. Shot saved by, oh my goodness gracious, pass back out to O'Donnell. He's really working. That was Maddox still working into the seam. Covered up by Easton Sparks. And oh my goodness, what a sequence. I stand corrected. The clock does stop in this overtime. Whew. And Purchase line is out there too. This line scored the go-ahead goal at first. Oh my goodness. Draws one back to McKiddo. McKiddo down in the corner. Oh, Bodine tries to center and nobody is there. Played back to McKiddo. McKiddo makes the center line. He's got some space, but the ref helps out, and that's sent all the way down for an ice. Man, that play, McKiddo turned around, and Bodine had ran a little circle and created some space, but would have been hard to get it to him. Holy cow, who wants to open the lid on this one? Regis with the last change, and they'll get some troops on. Purchase in the face-off circle. Wins it back to himself. Regis tries to organize. Bodine on the forecheck. Off the boot. Played up. There's McKiddo. Good job by McKiddo. Played by Stanley. Bodine can't get it out. Oh boy, that puck's back down deep. The boys have got to be stronger than this. Puck pops out to the middle. Now there's a good stick. Bodine kicks it. Does he have the speed to get up there? He's working on it. No, he doesn't have the end of the shift to make it up there. Regis fans on it. So boys can assemble it. Oh no, Stanley doesn't hit it hard enough. Sutter gets in the way. 2:07 left. They're able to keep it in. Sutter can punch it out. McKiddo, he ices it down and we'll get some new troops on the ice. Holy moly. And we'll see the Fisher line out there with the Charles brothers. Regis with the last change, so they'll be able to match up with their top kids. Yeah, we got Mahalik in the face-off circle for Regis. Mahalik wins the drawback, but here's Maddox with the speed. Won the beat, gets to he leaves it for Dawson. There's Dawson, the trailer. Tries to center it to Maddox. Maddox is tied up. Looks for the wraparound. Oh my goodness, and that's almost in. Sparks with the save. Everyone was looking at Maddox and Dawson. Woo. 144 will change them up again. I don't think an overtime loss gives you any points. Half of it's the win, and half of it's just you want to win. The ego. Baker in the face-off circle. Draws one back by Regis. Hoyt gives chase. Regis trying that stretch play. Defenseman falls down, recovers, and then just a no-look pass does work out. Now, Regis makes the zone, saved by Jordan. A little bit of a screen. I'm not so sure he saw that one. 1:27 left in overtime. We'll try the Fisher line out there with the Charles brothers again. So some good saves on both sides. This seems like a state playoff game here. Fisher in the face-off circle with the Charles boys. Draws one back, D to D pass. Saved by Jordan. I think you give Maddox one more fast break opportunity and he's not going to miss it. 1:22 left. Face off to the right of Jordan. Fished out by Stanley. Off the boards up to Maddox. Battles through Wessel. No, he doesn't. Wessel stands his ground. Gets some support from Dawson. Dawson leaves it back. Fished out by Stanley. Puck pops out to the middle, but here's Regis going the other way with some numbers. They can't get it on their stick. Oh no, McKittle tried to go one direction, got turned around a little bit. Stanley's got to be more aggressive, getting that out of the zone. Kid from Regis dances through several people, can't turn it up. Good hard work by McKittle. Oh no, Maddox didn't know where the puck was. 40 seconds left in the game. Puck pops out to the corner. Maddox, these boys are beat up too. Oh my goodness, that kid was wide open, good stick, and these kids are beat. They're tired, 28 seconds left. Got to get it out of the zone. Popped up to Dawson, sent up to Maddox. Does he have any strength at the end of a shift? Maddox gets through, doesn't get the good wood on that shot. Pops back out to Maddox, turns, shot, saved by Sparks. One last shot, maybe, turns and fires, does Dawson. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2. And this game will end in a 2-2 tie. Holy cow, what an action-packed game on Friday night. Good play on both sides. And only fitting it ends in a tie, I suppose. Now we'll see the handshake and then the prayer circle. And then the boys will be back to battle it out again in a few weeks. Very evenly matched game. Good play on both sides. Tomorrow will be a real tough effort for the Valor boys playing against Creek, who made pretty easy work of Ralston Valley tonight. So we'll see tomorrow back at the same rink, I believe. 3:30 for the matinee game. Thanks for tuning in. What a fun game to call.